Hey friends! Today's video is going to be very useful for you, especially if you have interest in finance. But before those 7 assets, I want to play a game with you. Game is about money which have a meaning behind it, which you will know further. First, let's start with the game. What is the thing visible on your screen? Let me give you a hint. Have you heard this dialogue? I don't have a single penny in my pocket. Well, this is answer, not a hint. This is a penny. If that is a penny, then what is it? Right, this is full penny, and you must have listened a dialogue, that idiot had come to teach me. Now tell me, what is it? It is called damry. 10 pennies were equal to 1 damry. What is it? It is called pi. Not that pi whose value is 3.14. You must have heard that dialogue, I will count every penny. Okay, you know what is it? It is dila. 2 damir was equivalent to 1 dila. And similarly, this came after dila. It is paisa. Anna comes after paisa, you must have heard about it. For Anna, basically, 25 paisa were equivalent to 4 Anna. Then came our rupee. Comment down and tell, how many of the currencies you already knew. Why am I giving the history related to currency? There is a reason behind it. Recently I was talking to my mom, she came to me and told me, how the rate of tomatoes is above 100 kilograms. That time, I didn't get shocked as much as my mother got. When I started working on my video, I came to know that it is very big matter. Especially for those who are poor. Because the thing that was available at 40 to 50 rupees kg is above 100 rupees kg, that is more than double. People would give different reasons for that there was less production, they were not getting proper rates, there was less rainfall, all these things are right. But there is one more thing along with them, due to which the price of things are increasing, and you would agree on it. And that is inflation. You can call it inflation. In other words, you can say the value of money is decreasing as compared to other things. Right? Why does it happen? What is the secret behind it? Where did the money get originated? If you want to know all those things, then to be honest, I made an interesting video. That video is still one of my favorite videos, must watch that video. I'll give the link in the description and comment box. Secret of money, that video is about secrets related to money. But if I tell you in simple words, the thing is, like for example, if I ask you which is the most powerful currency in this world? What would you say? Dollar, right? People used to trade on that basis. So in simple words, there was actually value behind the currencies and cash. That means, dollars were gold-backed. I am telling you with a simple example, if you take dollar in the bank, then bank would give you gold in the exchange of that dollar. I am telling you in very simplified way. But now, it is not like that. The currencies going on these days, are fiat currencies. What does fiat currency mean? There is no solid thing behind that. There is promise by the government and bank, that this note has this much value, and they are just saying it, there is no intrinsic value behind it. And this is the reason due to which, it is said that cash is king, but these days, cash is not king. Multiple economic crises are coming. Many a times, some countries keep printing money, due to which inflation rises and the value of other things starts increasing. Venezuela is a very interesting example of it. But we won't go in detail. You must have understood in broad terms why the value of cash is decreasing. So the value of cash is decreasing. We can understand it in one more way. Like for example, suppose that you have 10k rupees in the bank, and imagine that you have kept this money in the bank, and every year, a guy would come and withdraw 500 rupees. How would you feel? You would feel bad, right? Because your money is decreasing. Well, the same is going on because of inflation. The value of your money is decreasing. So, what can we do to tackle it? Well, focus on other assets to tackle it. Build different types of assets. With the help of 7 assets, I am going to tell you 7 different assets. I have also some of them, and those assets would help you to move ahead in life. The 7 assets which I am going to tell you, you would need cash to buy them. This is true, but if you don't have cash but still you have to make money, then I have given a solution at the end of the video, so must watch the video. Now, let's start with asset number 1. That is precious metal. It would seem boring to most of the people, but trust me, there is a very important reason behind keeping it on first. Let me tell you 3 specific reasons. Why precious metal like gold and silver are better than cash. Like for example, first reason is universal acceptance. Like for example, I live India and stay out and would try to give rupees to a normal person, she won't take it, right? But if go to a normal person and give him gold, then he will accept it happily. Gold is called as God's own currency also. Why? Because, like I gave you example earlier, our ancestors used to trade with kodi, damri, pi. But today, we have to give 100 rupees to buy 1 kilogram tomato. Whereas if you see the value of gold in this graph, it is increasing every year. If you see many countries, it also includes India, which is a good thing. Our India has a lot of gold reserves. Which, I think, is a very powerful thing to keep economy stable. Gold doesn't only beat inflation, but also gives good return. And it will always keep increasing. 100 years ago, gold was in use, 1,000 years ago, gold was in use, and after 100 years later, gold would be in use. Why? Because second reason is that it has utility also. Fiat currency is good for trading, but you can't eat it. You can have more practical uses unless you are Pablo Escobar. But gold and silver are such precious metals which has multiple usage. Like, to make jewelries, to make various kinds of devices and electronic things, and they are used in many more things. Means, that's utility apart from having intrinsic value. Third reason is, many governments use gold as a hedge to avoid geopolitical risk. Many big and smart countries, you notice, they are importing a lot of gold, increasing their gold reserves because they know that the value of currencies is volatile nowadays. Even a small problem affects the rate of currency. But gold is not like that. Gold maintains its value in a very solid way. And they have been doing it for thousands of years. That's why there is an author named Mike Malone. He gives high importance to gold and silver for wealth creation. You know, why did dollar became so valuable? One of the reasons is because after World War III, when the financial system of different countries were bad, then what America said, you give us your gold, and we would keep gold-backed currencies. That means, dollar would be gold-backed. You can trade by using dollar. At that time, America became the bank of the whole world, and they kept gold reserves with themselves. Due to which we are giving value to dollar, but if you see the graph, the value of dollar is increasing now. Why? Because on July 1, 1994, the gold-backed currency system was withdrawn and fiat currency was introduced. That means, you can't get gold back in return of dollars. And due to this, many economic problems started. Second asset is, social media followers. If I ask you to choose one of the two options, 40 lakh followers, or 40 lakh rupees, then, what would you take? Tell me in the comments what your answer is, but I would prefer 40 lakh followers. Why? Because this is my personal experience. If you see, Ken has around 40 lakh followers. And because of those 40 lakh followers, by adding value in their life because of their love, I have made double, triple money of 40 lakhs, that too from just YouTube AdSense, which is also called chiller money. Because this is just a source of revenue. Similarly, these are my multiple sources of revenue on the basis of which I have made a lot of money. Some people would say, brother, you are an exception, it would be very hard to gain followers like you, but you know, what the interesting part is, you don't need 4 million followers, if you have 1,000 true fans, and if you add value in their life through valuable content and to solve their problems in the future. If you charge 1,000 rupees, then do the calculation. If you add value from a product worth 1,000 rupees in the life of 1,000 people and sell that product, then you can make 10 lakh rupees. The more interesting thing is, there is no time limit to make 10 lakh rupees. If needed, by selling product once in a year, by selling product once in 6 months, or by selling once in a month, you can make 10 lakhs as recurring money. That means, if you make crores if you serve 1,000 people genuinely. That's why this is an asset, which has helped me to make money, and it will help you also. There is third asset beyond the followers which you should build, and that is the email list, which is also called the cash printing machine. Once Jeff Walker, the author of Jeff Walker, went to his kid's school. Basically, it was a PTA meeting. He was sitting there and there was a lady sitting beside him. She started saying, after 5 to 6 years, their college would start and the fee would be very high, and what saving plan have you chosen for that? On this, Jeff replied, I don't need any saving plan, because I have email list. After listening this, that woman got confused, and I think, you would be getting confused. Let me explain with an example. Once, author and his wife who used to live in Denver, Colorado in US, they had to shift to their dream location named Durango, which is in Colorado but a little far. That is more than 300 miles away. They went to Durango in the holidays and fortunately, they got a very good house at good price, which they had to buy. But the problem was Durango was more than 300 miles away from Denver and Jeff had just started his business. His kid's school was important, and the most important and obvious problem was in order to shift from Denver to Durango, first they had to buy the house in Durango so that they can leave the old house, and they needed $70,000 to buy that house first, for down payment. So how would this money come? He didn't take any loan for that money, didn't borrow for money. Instead what he did, he started thinking that the list of subscribers he has, he started thinking that what he can sell, which solution to which problem he can offer from which he can make $70,000. He thought for some days and created a good offer, created a good product. And when he started selling to his subscribers, you know, what much did he make at that time? He made $1,060,000. In which $1,030,000 was pure profit. It's very interesting, isn't it? That's why Jeff calls email list a cash printing machine. Now let's come the asset number 4. See, all these things are good for online world, but the more assets we have in physical world, the better it is. So, there is thing related to gold called commodities. If we see, gold and silver are also commodities, but here I am talking about other commodities, like for example, it's been 18 years on July 26, 2005, I remember that day very well, and I think, hardly any Mumbaiker would be able to forget that day. On that day, flood came in Mumbai which caused a lot of problems. There was so much rainfall in Mumbai that water reached first floor. At that time, I used to live on first floor and there was a general store below. As water started getting stored, our shopkeeper started putting stuff in our house one by one. Biscuit, rice, pulses, wheat and everything related to eating, was stored in our house. Our house had 2 rooms, 1 room and 1 kitchen. The whole room was filled with this stuff. That's why we didn't face any problem related to eating, but many people faced that problem. But some people got benefited from this time. Like, if I give you the example of my shopkeeper, you know, normal candles used to cost 1 rupee, 2 rupees or 5 rupees, the bigger one costed 5 rupees, people were buying the same candle in 20, 30, 50 rupees, because of limited stock. Similarly, shopkeepers sold other things expensive, because the demand was high and supply was limited. Similar case happened during COVID. When people sold commodities at higher price and made a lot of money. It shows that sometimes, these things are more important than cash. Especially when there is a problem. Then we realize that we can't burn money like candle, we can't eat money, we need commodities to live a normal life. Smart people understand this thing, and that's why they invest in commodities. You would have seen, many millionaires and billionaires, they have made a lot of money by investing in commodities, aluminium, copper, steel, industry, oil, gas. In fact, you know, one of the richest person of US, John D. Rockefeller, made a lot of money by investing in oil business, basically in a commodity. Now there is 6th asset related to this one, which is little shocking also, that is limited edition watch, shoes, books. See, I know I have told in many of my videos that expensive watches, shoes are liability for you. Those things are not putting money in your pocket, rather they are taking money from your pocket. It's is right for 99.99% people, but there are a few smart people who make money from these things, by making them assets. You know, which shoes are they? These are Nike Mag sneakers of 2011, limited edition, plutonium case release. When it was released, their cost was $179. But when the same was sold in resale market, its cost increased to $9,900. Which if you see, it is 5,530% growth. A boy comes in my gym, and he has craze of shoes. He also says that stays up all night. He buys limited edition shoes by staying up all night, and then sells in good profit. In resale market. Same happens with watches. You know, which watch is it? It is Grandmaster Chime by Patek Philippe. Guess its price. Its cost was $31 million in auction. There are so many watches by Patek Philippe whose resale value keeps increasing, that means, their value doesn't decrease with time, its demand is so much high that if you store for some time and then sell, then it will give you more money. And it can happen with other assets as well. Like books. Comment down and tell, what are those things, from which people make a lot of money by reselling it? Shall I tell you? One of them is real estate. A few days ago, we had to expand our office, our team members were increasing, so we needed more space. That's why I started looking for space to make office. An interesting thing which I came to know, a lot of YouTubers were buying house in residential area and were making their office in residential area, which was affordable. So I decided to do the same. There was an apartment near our office, I started looking for home there, and I liked one house. Its cost was 1.20 crores at that time. If we talk about heavy deposit, the home was available in 25 lakhs. And its rent was around 25k. But after some time, when I decided to buy home there, and I came to know that the house that costed 1.20 crores at that time is available at 1.40 crores now. Basically, it increased by 10 to 20 lakhs within a few months. Talking about heavy deposit, that is around 50 lakhs. The 25k rupees rent has increased to 40k rupees. And to be honest, it is not so old matter. It's hardly been a year. Why am I telling this? Again, I am telling you, many people would tell you that real estate is not so powerful, but trust me, it's my personal opinion that real estate has a lot of value. Many wise people worldwide invest in real estate, and become millionaires because they know that people would need it forever. Every person needs a good house to live in, so the demand of houses would be there as long as humans live. In fact, many smart investors don't keep cash, rather they keep it in real estate. You would have heard, many politicians, big business owners, they keep money in real estate instead of cash. It gives them rent and its value keeps increasing, unlike cash whose value is decreasing. There is one more asset better than cash, that is our stock market, that is famous nowadays. And why not? Look at this graph. This is the graph of Indian rupees, which is decreasing in comparison to US dollar. But on the other hand, if we see the graph of Nifty 50, how this graph has been going high from 2010 to 2020. If you invest in a company which you trust, well, then a lot of money can be made. A few years ago, people had bought MRF shares and the value of same share is in crores now, and they have become millionaires. These things looks fancy, but the problem is investing in a good company and understanding that which company would give good return in coming time. It is very hard. To tackle this problem, the best solution which I have seen after reading tons of books like Unshakable by Tony Robbins and the book you are seeing, Common Sense, the little book of common sense of investing, there are many books that tell how index funds are the best bets. Because the biggest fear in stock market is about losing money. If you have to minimize the risk of losing money, then the best option is investing in index funds, which I also do. Because if we talk about one stock or one company, then the value of that company can go up and down, it can go bankrupt, but when we invest in Nifty 50 or such index funds, it means that we are investing in the future of the country. Because there would be a company that will keep performing well, due to which our investment would keep increasing. And there are less charges on index funds to maintain them. That's why, over the period of time, one can get good returns through compounding. So this is something which I do and you should also do. These were the 7 assets, which perform better than cash many a times. Comment down and tell, which asset performs better than cash, and most important thing, you need cash to buy all these assets, and if you don't have cash, then which assets you can invest in, which are those free assets with the help of which you can make money without money. I have made a very interesting video on that topic, must watch that video, 21 assets that will make you rich. This is the video. The link is in the description and I button, you must watch that video. That's it for now. If you want me to make more videos related to assets, then do let me know in comments section. If you enjoyed, then show your support by liking this video, share this video with friends and family members so that they also can focus on these assets. And as I have told you 6 years ago, I made a very interesting video, Secrets of Money, that is something like a documentary. You must watch that video, it's very powerful video. Let me remind you, the link is the I button in description, must watch that video. And let me know your feedback on the video. That's it for now, see you in that video.